Here we have a new 2026 Ford Ranger. Now this one comes with the XL trim level, rear wheel drive model. We have the STX Appearance Package, marsh gray paint, and an ebony cloth interior. The powertrain consists of a 2.3 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and that's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights, halogen fog lights. And I'm impressed with this STX Appearance Package that we get full LEDs for the headlamps, fog lights as well. And I think it's impressive for this price point of under $37,000. Down here, these are going to be 17-inch painted aluminum wheels. And then over here to the door panel, power door lock controls. We get one-touch up and down windows in the front, regular power windows on the back. Power mirror controls are here, rear window lockouts there. Hood release, cargo lamp, headlamp controls with a fog light. You press that in. You get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then over here, the driver's seat is going to be manual. And then we also have manual lumbar support as well. But a huge thanks to Ford Lincoln of Franklin here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So sitting behind myself, there's a space there, not bad. This box is here for the floor mats that haven't been installed. There's a seat back pocket on that passenger side. But I do like that we get a USB-C and USB-A charge duo and a 3-prong household plug-in. And again, for this package in the XL trim particularly, I think it's crazy that we get all of these amenities that I'm showing you. So I'm very impressed by that. And then the middle seat even folds down for the bottle holders there. And this is just a lot of the stuff you don't expect on a base model again. Now your child lock, you activate on either door. Just turn that keyhole one way or the other to lock or unlock. I apologize for the wind noise, it's crazy. Fuel fillers there. And as you come around to the back end, there's a look at the tail lights, hitch receiver, spare tire, exhaust. And this folds down, and we have a 3-prong household plug-in back here as well. So I think in terms of amenities, it's crazy to be in this price point. But I'm going to show you the window sticker here in a minute. Y'all let me know what you think. Now we have our lower anchors right here in between these holes for the car seats. And you can pull up on this strap here, get access behind the seats, and that's where the top tethers are integrated behind the seats themselves. Now to the window sticker, y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. And then we have the options here. And I just think it's crazy. We have Pro Power on board too. It's quite a bit, I think, for the money. $36,840. Now it's a 2-wheel drive pickup truck, but it's a mid-sized truck. And again, the amenities you get. And you can just see that Ford didn't cut a lot of corners here. We have manual seats, but other than that, I mean, pretty luxurious for the money. We have a lockable glove compartment here. Top pockets here for storage. And then as we come back around to the front, quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 2.3 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. So we'll show off the blinkers. Hopping in the driver's seat. So we have this vinyl wrapped steering wheel here. There's the horn. I gotta turn this AC back up. Now to the radio here, we do get AM, FM radio, and then we get wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. You can see the apps here. And then we have our settings in here for driver assistance if you want to fool with that. Your vehicle settings in here. And then our general settings, we can change our language, temperature units, so on and so forth. And it's a pretty simple setup in terms of what you get here, but you have 4 icons that kind of show you all the important stuff. Radio, phone, and then we have media, and then we have the tow guide there. So pretty nice setup, I think. And again, it's very simple to use. Press this, pull up your fan direction. You can change for the climate controls, cut the whole system on or off there. You can also cut the whole system on or off with a push of a button there. Adjust fan speed, temperature, defroster, hazards are there, circulation, and then you have the volume knob for the radio. You can click there to mute it. Or you can just pull this up here and adjust with the screen. So I mean, it's nice. I like that you have that usability, whether you want to use a touch screen or the knobs. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Down here you have a USB-C, USB-A duo, some storage, bottle holders for the shifter, pull the lever, reverse, neutral drive, and then you have manual mode. You can manually shift here on the side. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. And then you have your drive mode, you can go through here. So you just press that, and then you can go through your eco mode, your normal mode, then you have sport, tow haul, and then your slippery there. Then you just press the button to go through the different modes. But auto stop, traction control, center console cubby space with a 12 volt. And there's look at the back seat from up here, excuse the box. Sunglasses holder, your lights, and then your, there's no vanity mirror there, so something else to look out for if that's a deal breaker for you, but blinkers, high beams, and you have your intermittent wipers here, one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency here. And then on the left side of the steering wheel itself, cruise control, on, off, set your speed, cancel, resume, lane keeping system, volume down, volume up, voice recognition. And then on this side, Bluetooth, track list, radio station presets, and all this goes through the middle part of the gauge cluster. So we can change the settings there and fool with all of that. If you want to see the fuel economy, if you want to see the tire pressure monitors, you can do that. But finally, here is the key in the ignition, unlock, lock, and panic button. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Ford Ranger XL with the STX Appearance Package out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Ranger XL, I say this in pretty much every Ranger review that I've done in terms of the driving portion. I really think the 2, 3, 4 cylinder, the EcoBoost, is one of the best, if not the best engines that you can get in a mid-sized truck. A lot of that has to do with being able to toggle between a sport drive mode and a normal drive mode, having an eco and all of that. You know, it's a big help, especially with, I can't remember if Toyota has a sport mode or not, but I know the GM models, they only have like a normal and off-road and a terrain mode or something like that. They don't have a true sport mode. So the sport mode in this 2.3 really allows this thing to open up and get you a real feeling of power there. Now the truck itself is a relatively smooth riding mid-size truck, and you know, I think it might be tied maybe a little bit better even than the Canyon Colorado lineup. Definitely rides smoother than the Tacoma. I think the Tacoma is the roughest riding in the segment, but you know, there are some pros and some cons to having that. I think it's the most agile feeling mid-size truck, but this here, I feel like you get the best of both worlds. A very secure feeling truck, not relatively numb steering, I think, and you know, it still rides pretty good, and it's still, you're able to do a lot with it, if that makes sense. Now, relatively quiet in here. I'm hearing a little bit of rattle, and that's just coming from this this box is back here. There's plastic around, just kind of shaking. But other than that, I mean, the ride in here is great. The sound acoustics in here are great. And just a relatively smooth drive so far. And what really just, and I'll say this later on, I kind of touch back on it, but this price point, I think, is solid for what you get in this truck in terms of the technology and in terms of the powertrain, and just having the Pro Power on board and all of that, the plugs, the charging. It doesn't feel like Ford skimped out on amenities here. Even though there are a few places they did, it's not really noticeable. So the vanity mirror is not up here. Not a huge deal for most people in this segment that probably don't use it. I don't have blind spot monitors, but blind spot mirrors are better than nothing. And this steering wheel isn't leather wrapped, but it's one of the better feeling vinyl or hard plastic steering wheels that I've, you know, used. And then even though this tablet screen is a bit smaller than a Lariat that I tested recently, it still has everything I need. It's still easy to use, and it's probably easier to use than that bigger tablet screen because there's less to fool with that you probably won't miss unless you're wanting to pay more for that Lariat anyway. And I feel like Ford's one of those manufacturers that, you know, they just do things so that you want to upgrade to these higher trim levels, but you still have a digital display that takes up probably 75% of the whole screen here. The only thing that isn't digital is going to be your fuel gauge, but you can still see on the digital display you have 172 miles still empty. The temperature gauge here is not digital, but you can see where the needle is. I mean, there's just nothing that requires you to necessarily upgrade to a higher trim level unless you want those higher amenities, like some of the other manufacturers, where if you want to see this, that, and whatever, even if that's the only thing you want, you have to go up $5 grand in trim level. I feel like Ford's not doing that with this XL compared to an XLT or a Lariat. Gonna try to give myself a little bit of space here. Let's put it in a sport mode. Here we go. Yeah, I feel like the 2.3 is just, it's an animal in the sport mode here. It is very quick, very peppy. The sound that you get from the engine bay is phenomenal. And I mean, it'll just run. Now I want to give one more huge thanks to Ford Lincoln of Franklin here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But final thoughts on this truck, I mean, ride quality is great. Sound acoustics are very good because, I mean, it's blowing, the wind's blowing like crazy today. But this is just a good value for $37,000. You can't beat this, I think, in the mid-size truck segment. You get elevation trim, a Canyon, the elevation trim, I just feel like tends to feel a bit more basic than this does. But, you know, I think the design on the outside is a bit less dated as well. It's just kind of hard to, it's based on preference at this point. Like the mid-size truck segment has been for a minute. You have turbo 4s from everybody. You have pretty much an 8-speed automatic from everybody. So, except the 10-speed in this. It's just based on preference. But I think for 37 grand, this is a steal of a truck for what you get. Specifically when it comes to the different amenities on this one in particular, and the looks you get with this STX Appearance Package. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Ford Ranger XL with the STX Appearance Package.